Okay. Okay, guys. All right. Darn it. God, I love Facebook. Okay. Lisa, let me know if you are here, my love. As soon as Lisa comes on, I'm starting right away. As soon as Lisa's up. Sorry, guys. It let me go. I was checking everything fine, and then it just dropped me. Yay, Lisa. Okay, honey, I'm starting with you. Sorry about the problems. Thank you for your patience, but I'm starting with you right now, Lisa. Okay, I'm asking. Renee, I just went back and checked the list on the group, and she's at the bottom of the list. So Nicole must have only given you partial list, but you see what happens when I try and look at the list. We got disconnected again. But it's in the group under files. So if you go to the Psychic Medium group and click on files, find my sign up list, it's there. I'll see. I can send it to you, but I'm going to have to ignore my comments for a second. So let me see if I can do that real quick. But I checked and she's definitely on there, but she's down at the bottom, so several people would be before her that are here now. So let me see if it'll let me copy it and send it to you. Otherwise, if you're able to go to it, go ahead, because I'm just taking all this time from the readings, so I'm sorry she didn't send you the full list. I wish there was an easier way for me to do this, but my stuff's just not cooperating. Reading list, angels, okay. Pulling it up. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on a sec. I'm seeing if it'll let me send it to you. Copy link. Okay, I'll send it. In Messenger. And then I'm starting with Lisa, because, let's see. Paste. Okay. All right, Nicole, either way, the only way I know to get it to you is to send it in Messenger. So if you're able to go out and go to Messenger real quick and pull it up, I don't know which is easier, for you to go out and go to the group and find it in the files, or if it's easier to go to Messenger and find it. But now, see, I can't even tell if you're talking to me or not because I had to go off of my comments. Okay. Now I can read what you're saying. Yes, okay. Hi, Heather. Okay. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Tonight has been frustrating. But now is Lisa's turn. I am going to focus on her and give her a great reading. So let me see. Lisa, are you familiar with a Verna or a Vera? Something similar? A V name? Verna, Vina, Vera. Heard Verna first, but it could be some variation of that. Hi, Jennifer. And while I wait for you to answer that, I'm going ahead and getting more info. Because I'm hearing that your mother is here and is able to come through. Verna, I think it is. So we'll try and figure out who she is then. Verna or Vera? It's a spirit. Verna's a spirit. Okay. I think she's actually a spirit guide helping to bring your mother through. Like for some reason your mom's having a little difficulty coming through for herself. So your guide is helping her. And I think that was Verna speaking up to say, I'm here helping. Okay. All right, so right away I said I wanted to speak with Mom, and I heard something about flowers. About flowers. Hi, Nicole. Something about flowers. Did you receive flowers lately or buy flowers? For yourself or for someone? What is she trying to tell me about these flowers? She saw some flowers that either you had or that you saw. That she said are beautiful, like you. Okay. Awesome, Lisa, because she's saying, no, I didn't see them, but she needs to get them for herself because they're beautiful like her. And I heard roses, but I thought it was just symbolic of the flowers. She's making me feel like roses were one of her favorite flowers because there is some connection she's trying to say to this discussion about roses today. About them being beautiful like you, that you deserve them, you should buy them for yourself or plant them or something, treat yourself to them, and that she absolutely loves roses. And then when you look at them, you can think of her. She likes that you have plants. She's saying that I don't know why she's showing me like one of those spider plants that's really cool, that kind of like has a bunch of different thin leaves and it kind of crawls the way that it spreads. I don't know if you've had this type of plant before or if she has, but she's just showing me this, and it could just be symbolic of the plants, and saying that she recommends you have as many plants as you can because it's really good for you. It's really healthy for you. She's saying it raises your vibration. Yes, in your middle window, you have the spider plant, or that you just have plants. But she's saying she likes this, that this is good for you. Having them around is really good for you spiritually and emotionally and physically. Healthy, raises your vibration. But she said something to the effect of like, but it can be tempting for the babies. Oh, the spider plant. Okay, great. Well, now, how in the world would I have known about a spider plant? Thanks, Mom. I haven't seen them things in years. Like, since my grandma, before she passed, and it's been a long time. Wow. Couple of hours, Heather. Thank you. That's Mom coming through with Verna helping. She's loud and clear with Verna. But yeah, she's saying to watch the babies with those plants, that they're tempting for the babies. They can make a mess. Grandbabies. Have you been, and I don't want to be personal, Lisa, but have you been sick, under the weather, or something? Because she's showing me medicine, which is like symbolic for your health. And I feel like she might be telling me that you have been not very healthy lately, like something's changed health-wise. Does this make sense to you? Or is it still coming? No, she's saying it's already happened. Okay, yeah, you've had a cough that you can't get rid of. Yeah, I think this is one of the reasons that she's grateful for the plants, helping to bring fresh oxygen into the house. But she's warning to be careful of your allergies, though. That if you haven't already, to possibly take an allergy med or something, whatever you would take for allergies. If you have anything that's holistic or natural, you could use. But she's saying this time of year is really bad for allergies, and as good as it is to have the plants in there, it can actually hold moisture and could even get a little moldy, the plants. So be careful to watch your allergies, because it could keep this going longer than it needs to. But it's just, she's saying it's just Mom worrying. No big deal. She's saying you're going to get better. You'll be okay. It's just one of those things, she's watching with you to make sure that it doesn't get any worse. Do you have any, I'm still talking to her, but do you have a specific question you'd like to ask her, Lisa? She's wanting to address your son. How's your son, Lisa? Is he still really struggling? Because Mom's trying to... Okay, let me ask her, because she's saying something about... She's wanting to touch on something with him and knowing that he's really been struggling with everything. So let me see if that's why she's touching on it. She said yes. I had put my hand on his shoulder. She said I wanted to give him a big hug. Oh, wow. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I don't want to lose you again, so I got to plug the laptop in real fast. Just give me 1 quick second. I won't lose Mom. Okay. I don't want to lose you. When we were having the technical difficulties at the beginning, I was sitting somewhere else and I had to change. Oops, sorry, making tons of noise to wake up the house. There we go. Okay, sorry, it was showing me battery getting low and I didn't want to lose you again. Okay, so yeah, she's saying she was definitely next to him, Lisa. She was concerned. She wanted to hug him. So she said the most I could do at that moment was to put my hand on his shoulder. She said, I think that he could sense me, could feel me, but he may not have known that it was me. Does that make sense? But she said she is worried about him and knows that he'll be okay, but it's going to take a while. She said a shock like this, a loss like this will take a while. But she said just keep doing what you're doing, Lisa, loving him and being there for him, and that'll get him through. Aw. That makes it that much harder, doesn't it, Lisa? If he's skeptical of the things that can help him, that makes it hard. Yeah, well, Mom's saying he'll be okay. He's a really strong boy. But it's definitely going to take time. And she said, and unfortunately, that's really the only thing besides his guides, she's saying whether he believes or not, God and his guides are going to be there for him, helping him and comforting him as much as they can. You know what? It very well might, Lisa. Seriously, it really could, because such a traumatic loss really leaves you no choice but to question things. It really opens your mind to questioning if everything that you thought was real is real or not. And you know, I don't think this is going to open him up enough to where he really needs to be, but I think it's a start. It's a step in the right direction. And that, despite such a painful thing to go through, it's planting the seed in his mind that some of this could be real. He wants to believe it, I think. I really feel like he wants to believe it. But as soon as he starts to, his monkey brain kind of just can't wrap around it and says, no, it can't be. And I think he's afraid. I think he's afraid to believe it. But this tragedy, can, be a good thing in the sense of course not because of what happened, but in the sense of having an influence on him spiritually. But Mom just wants to encourage you and let you know he's going to be okay. He will. Now she's wanting to say something about Alicia. Okay, what about? She said she loves you, and to tell Alicia she loves her. And she's very proud of all of you. She said she loves watching you guys, being with you guys. Was there... Now this might sound weird, and I could be interpreting this incorrectly, but has there been talk lately, or have you been thinking about your mom's home, or I don't know if it's your mom's house, or a house that you grew up in? But she said home, something about home, coming home, thinking about home, and she showed me a house. And I'm wondering if it is her, was her house or your family house before she passed or when you were growing up. Does any of that make sense to you, Lisa? Like, have you gone by there recently or thought about it not too long ago? Or am I just off base there? Something about home, your home. Are you with me, Lisa? And while I'm waiting for you to reply, I can let you know too that yes, Verna is one of your guides, a spirit guide. She has medium length black hair, straight, light complexion. She's like maybe in her 50s. That's the way she appears, like she might be in her 50s. Thin build, not very tall, but not real short. Okay. Thank you for validating that. So you were talking about your home or her home today. Wow. That's pretty incredible. So this is her, yeah. So this is her validating that she's aware of that. So if you ever questioned whether or not, she can hear your thoughts or is with you on a regular basis, this is her way of letting you know that she definitely is hearing your thoughts. She's hearing your discussions, and she's aware of these things. Um, and she's definitely with you. And I'm glad you're here, Alicia, because she really wants to make sure you know that she loves you. Don't forget what. Okay. She's saying, don't forget those fun times. Don't forget the fun times there that we had, the family gatherings, and hang on to those memories. She says, because I do. I still think of those things. I'll tell her, Alicia. She knows. And the baby. The baby. What about the baby? Um, okay, Renee, thank you. She is raving about the baby. Can't get any cuter. We have cute kids. She's saying we have cute kids in our family. They're all adorable. Even the ones that are grown up now. Does she have a message for my brother? And does she remember the chicken lasagna? Okay, let me see. Do you have just one brother, Lisa? Oh, yeah. More babies. She's excited about that. She's very excited about that. She said, I'm more excited about the babies now than I was when I was alive. And I feel like that's saying something. Okay. Your brother. And she says, well, she's funny. She's like, well, I got to tell him I love him too. Um, but yeah. Does he work a lot, Lisa? Aw. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Does your brother work a lot or do something a lot? I feel like it's work, but there's something he does a lot that she's trying to touch on. And yeah, and I feel like she's trying to say he does too much. And she wants him to slow down a little bit. She's afraid he's going to kill himself overdoing it. She's proud of him for working so hard, but she said, think we need to remind him that life isn't just about work, and that even though he feels he needs to pay the bills, that's still not the most important thing. not if it makes you sick, not if it kills you. So she wants you to just tell him to dial it back a little bit, not work so hard, take better care of himself. Because she said he needs to take care of himself so he can be there for the family. And of course, tell him she loves him. But um, chicken lasagna. Let's see. Oh, yes. Said chicken lasagna. She says, oh, yes. What about it? And she says, what about it? But she's like laughing like she already knows. Um, she said, I might have been forgetful in my old age, but I'm not anymore. So I remember everything now. Hi, Samantha. Well, she was laughing, so it must have been fun or funny, because it was like, how can I forget? And oh yeah, what about it? But she was like saying it kind of sarcastically and fun. Like, what about it? Like she'll know what I mean. I know what she means. Um, did she like to bake? I mean, she showed me an oven, and I don't know if that's still in reference to the lasagna, but I almost feel like it has to do with baking something. Oh, I can see like pie crust or something. Does that make any sense to you? Why she'd be showing me like a pie crust? Um, okay, cakes. That's fine. The pies could be symbolic of just baking in general. But she's making me feel like she had a lot of fun, that she enjoyed doing that. Like she got in the zone kind of when baking, kind of found her place of peace. And she always looked forward to, oh, they always fell apart. Maybe that's why she's showing them. That would be funny. Because you were laughing about the chicken lasagna, saying how it fell apart, or it got everywhere, and that was fun. You made a mess, so maybe that's why she's showing the pie crust. That's funny. Either way, she's telling me she enjoyed cooking, she enjoyed baking, because she knew that you kids always relished, eating it, that you couldn't wait to eat it. She makes me like feel like uh, almost like well, she's showing me like me as a child. I would always go in when my grandma was cooking and want to eat like the dough or the batter, like the spatula kind of thing. She's giving me the feeling like you or your brother or the grandkids did that, or couldn't wait, like they couldn't wait to get it done to eat it. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Great, Lisa. So that she could even be referencing that as well. Either way, this all ties in. But yeah, I feel like that's part of it. I feel like she's saying that, you guys, she's glad that she baked because you guys enjoyed it, and now it makes her happy to see that you do it as well, that you still enjoy it. They lick the bowls and the mixers. Okay, so that's why she's showing me that. That's perfect. And it just makes her happy, and those are happy memories. And those are the kinds of things she was talking about, like remember the memories at the house. Remember these kind of memories, that this is the stuff that our family was made of. And I might not be there anymore, but you know, you're still doing those kind of things with your family, the family that's still here, and you know, that really makes her happy. Yes, Alicia, me too. I did too. Always wanted that bowl, because then even if you couldn't get it with the spatula, you'd use your finger to run it around the inside, right? Get every last little drop that you could. That was amazing. I know. I know my kids do that too. I love it. But oh, she's really given me a warm feeling. It feels really sweet and warm. Um, and I feel like that's how she's feeling through these memories, thinking about them. Oh, sure, Lisa. Yeah. Well, I'm glad it's helping you smile, because I feel like that's what she's trying to do. I feel like that's Mom's way of bringing back those happy memories, to give you something positive to think about and focus on. And she's telling me that you can use things like that, those memories that you guys did with her, you can do for your kids to help, you know, take their mind off of the difficult things, to make happy memories and traditions with them. And she feels like you are doing that. But she wants to remind you of those things, those times, so that you um, feel it, remember it, and want to carry on with your kids still, even though she's not around. So it's really sweet. Um, she said, I just want you guys to know I'm here, still here, haven't gone anywhere. I love you. I'm with you when you're baking. I'm with you when you're, you know, talking about the flowers, the roses. I'm right there in your home with you. I'm aware of everything that's going on. So she's saying, know that you can talk to me still. Just talk out loud to me. Did she used to talk to herself, Lisa? She just said, like, it'd just be like me talking to myself. Like, she's making me think that you talking out loud to her, if somebody walked in on you and they'd wonder who you're talking to, it would just be like she used to when she talked to herself. Which makes you wonder who she was really talking to. I'll tell her that, yeah. Oh, she said, oh no, I did enough of those in my lifetime. Uh-uh. That's funny. She's a trip. She's cute. She's really cute. So, do you have anything else you'd like to ask her, Lisa, before we move on? I mean, she's touched on quite a few fun things, memories, and consoling you guys with the things you're going through. Um, but if you have anything else you'd like to ask her before we move on, I'd be happy to do that for you. I'm going to go back and see. I already forgot who's lining up next. So La Chuise. And Alicia. Okay. Then Geraldine. Okay. Tell her I love her so much. I miss her. She said, I know she does. And I love her and miss her too. She said, hold on to those good times, because they'll pull you through the bad times, is what she said. Okay? Does she make homemade applesauce? Because she just said, with real big apple chunks. So does she make her own homemade? Okay, Floor. While I'm waiting for her response, go ahead and get ready for me. Prepare what type of reading you'd like. Mediumship, cards, or pendulum, or a combination. If you have a specific question and who you want to try and connect with. But yeah, Alicia, did she make her own homemade? Yes. 2.5 hours, Samantha, but we got knocked off a couple of times. Oh, there you go. Oh, see, another memory. That's cool. That's really awesome. Well, Lisa, she loves you. Oh, Samantha, let me finish up and tell Lisa goodbye, and then I'll go into that a little bit while we wait for Floor's question. Yeah, Lisa, thank you, sweetie, for giving me the honor of reading for you. I hope that it helped. I gotta go over my phone with my cord here real quick. I know she made me smile and laugh, so I would hope that she did for you as well. You're very welcome. You guys take care and hang in there and know that your son will be okay. Everybody will be okay. It's just, like she said, going to take some time. But with you as their mama and those kind of memories and that family foundation that your mom has built for everybody, sounds to me like everybody's going to be perfectly fine. You just got to hold together tight during these times. So, thank you, Lisa. So Samantha, actually, surprisingly, I haven't even been doing this for a year yet. And about a year and a half ago, I didn't know if I believed in any of this. The closest I came to this was I was a paranormal investigator. So I believed that spirits existed, but I didn't see them. I didn't hear them. It wasn't until I started recognizing that I was really sensitive to energies, like electromagnetic waves and fields, energy fields and stuff like that while on these investigations, that I thought something might be up or changing for me. And what was crazy is I started seeing angel messages everywhere I went, like repeating numbers everywhere. A lot of coincidences that I thought were coincidences. I didn't know that they were synchronicities with messages. I realized that my daughter was going through the same thing, experiencing the same thing. And I had a really bad, and I still have it, but it's not as bad, genetic condition that caused a lot of pain. So I decided to try Reiki to try and heal and make me feel better. And I started learning how to do it so I could do it on myself. And the combination of the paranormal investigating, listening and looking out for those messages, those like synchronicities, and then doing the Reiki, all of a sudden just started opening up everything. Once it cleared my chakras and unblocked my energy, everything just opened up. Next thing I know, I started realizing I had abilities that I never even knew that I had. So I literally have only been doing this, doing the live reads and everything. I've only been doing that for maybe 3 months now here live, but about 10 months, I guess, on overall doing readings for everybody. It just started coming in so quickly and accurately that I couldn't deny it, and people started sharing with me that it was helping them and that it was making a difference, and my guides really started pushing me. Like, I started doing card readings, and those were spot on, and now I'm not taking any credit for this because it's all spirit. I'm just the messenger, and they would tell me what to do, and I did it, and my guides really started pushing me to do these things. They kept telling me I needed to take a leap of faith because I could help a lot of people. And I was terrified. I was skeptical. I thought, oh, I'm going to fail big time. But instead, I was totally shocked and surprised that I was way more accurate and getting a lot of good, valid feedback. And now I don't even stop and look back. Now I don't question most things anymore because I just know that Spirit's with me and they're helping me. And, you know, I'm not perfect. I still have off days, but for the most part, I know now that this is my calling, that there's a reason that I'm supposed to do this, and now it brings me so much joy and happiness that I miss doing it tremendously on the days that I cannot do it. So, it's just proof that once you find your calling and once you discover your abilities, time is not an issue. It doesn't matter whether you've been doing it 15 years or 3 months. If Spirit is speaking to you and you have the ability, yeah, you might not be as good in the beginning as you are, you know, once you gain some experience, but your guides, your spirit guides, and Spirit will help you get there fast, as long as you're willing to put in a little effort and a little practice, and you don't, you know, stop yourself and prevent yourself and get in your own way. And that's what I had to realize I couldn't do. I just had to go with the flow and do it, and I'm so glad I have now, because it's so rewarding, so fulfilling, and I love it so much. So, Floor, did you tell me, honey? I didn't see it. Did you answer? I need to know if you have a question and who you want to connect to, Floor. And if you did type it, please type it again because we didn't see it. Hi, Elsa. Oh, thank you, Samantha. I do. I feel very blessed. Very, very blessed. And you never know. I mean, I didn't think I had this ability. I really didn't. You know what, though? If anybody had asked me if you could have any kind of ability, what would you want it to be? I would have chosen this. Like, it resonated with me. Even though I didn't believe it could happen, I was drawn to it. And I think it's because even though consciously I didn't believe it, subconsciously my soul knew I was capable of it, that it was an ability that I had. I just forgot. I didn't know. So, Samantha, if you're drawn to doing it, if it's like something you wish you could do, there's a good possibility that you might have the ability and don't even realize it. So yeah, when you can get a reading from somebody, I would do it. If you put yourself on my list, or now I have a Friday night list here too, and I'll explain that at the end after I do Floor's or a couple more readings. Friday nights I have a reading right here around 9 or 9:30, and that list is much shorter, so you don't have to wait nearly as long as you do on the Tuesday night list. And you're invited to join that Friday night list. Or if you can't wait or you want a longer reading, you're welcome to visit my services page and sign up for a paid reading, in which we can have a lot more time, and I can actually tell you what your spiritual abilities are and how to develop them. So if that's something that you're interested in, we can do the free one or a paid one. Okay, Samantha, if she told you that, then you probably do. You probably do. I believe that. But yeah, you can either wait for your reading on here or see somebody else. But a good medium should be able to tell you how to do that, and I'd be happy to help you with that when it's time for your reading. Any one angel. Hi, Ethel. Angel, anything about my kids, brother, grandkids. I better write all that. Kids, brother, mom. Health. Okay, so Floor, are all those people you mentioned still living? Oh, thank you, Ethel. Like I just said, you may be able to develop them. Sometimes it just takes some actual work and practice, and you can actually develop it, even if it's not your natural ability. Oh, Elsa, you can. You can. If you have that ability, you'll be able to learn how to control it and learn how to use it. Thank you, Penny Lane. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing your reading. That was awesome. Okay, Floor, thank you, sweetheart. And so give me just a second, and I will see who comes through for you and what they have to say, okay? Give me just a second. Okay, grandfather, stepfather. Ah, guys are gonna make me cry. Thank you. I love you guys. Okay, Floor. Okay. Um, Floor, did we? I apologize, but I can't remember. I do so many readings and they kind of all are a blur because the energy is so high, the vibration is so high that it almost gives me like amnesia and I only remember bits and pieces after the reading. And mainly that's because it's not my message. It's not for me to remember. It's for me to pass on and then be done with it. But Floor, can you tell me, are you aware of, I don't remember if we talked about him before or not, but are you aware of your guide named Germaine? Thank you, Elsa. But I'm hearing Germaine guide, and I know somebody I know has a guide named Germaine, and I don't remember if it was you or who. So I don't know if this is the same guide or a different one. Okay, well you do. You have a guide named Germaine. Thank you guys. And let's see. He has short dark hair, wavy, tall and thin, white. He's actually an angel. Okay. I'd say early 30s. Yeah, okay, it was you, Alicia. Yeah, there's only one other person I knew that had a guide with the name of Jermaine, and I couldn't remember. Okay, thank you. Um, so he's here to step through and tell you that you have him as one of your guides. We can talk to him, but I'm also seeing if anybody else steps forward. What? So I said, is there anybody else here for Floor? And they said yes, and I heard the word pickle. That's why I reacted the way I did. And I feel like, as strange as that sounds, hearing the word pickle, that it's actually the name of another guide. And the reason it's such a funny name is because he's not a typical guide. Typical in the sense of being a human being. Are you aware of him, Floor? Trying to figure out what type of being this is. And do you like pickles? These are like a real fun, playful energy. Oh, okay, great. Then tell me what you think he is. I'm thinking like he may be a gnome or some kind of an elemental, but I'm not seeing an actual picture of him. I'm just sensing his energy. So do you have an idea of what he is? Okay. That's okay. But he's cute as can be because he was like, just like, I'm like, who else is here for Floor? And he's like, Pickle! It was just this fun, playful energy. Almost childlike, but yet still has like this wisdom about him. That's okay. I'm pretty sure he's like a gnome. A very fun, friendly gnome. Now I know man has created some silly things about gnomes, including some even scary things, but no, the gnomes that are of the light, that are help us as guides, or they're almost like nature's angels along with fairies or elves. Yes, Penny Lane, he could be an elf, but I think I'm hearing the word gnome, so I think he's a gnome. But either way, it's along that lines, a little person with a big personality and a lot of fun. So he is definitely stepping up to say that he's here for you and he wanted to meet you or like introduce himself. Obviously, he knows you. So let me see what they have. What kind of a message about the things that you're asking about. You're making me feel like you've really been worried about the kids for some reason. And they're saying you're doing a great job, and that's a mother's job to do for sure. That no matter how much they told you not to worry, you'd still worry. And that's okay. That's a sign of a good mother. yes, we need to try and rein it in and not allow ourselves to be overtaken by it. We need to try not to stay in the lower vibrational worrying too much. But it's definitely just a sign of what a good, caring mother you are. They're not showing me exactly what you've been worried about, but I feel like there's something either life circumstance or something that's been going on that had you worried a little more than usual. Is this making sense, Floor? Whatever it is, they're telling me to let you know it's going to be okay. That they've got you and they've got incredible guides that are going to get them through everything. Is there a problem with, and please, if this is personal, you do not have to answer, it's fine. And I could be wrong here, but is there a problem with their father? And I don't know that this is the problem that they were referring to. This could be separate. I just feel like they just referred something to the father and father of your kids, and I just don't get a good feeling about it. Like there's either something going on with him or not the best relationship or something. I'm not exactly sure. I just feel like because they're not really telling me. I just saw what I would think to be a father of the children, and I felt like a struggle of some kind going on. And they're telling me you are enough. I'm not sure what that relates to, but they're telling me, Floor, you are enough. Your children are going to be just fine. You are filling them with love and a good foundation, and you're doing the best that you can, and your children are going to flourish because of that. And whatever obstacles are in the way are temporary. I feel like they're temporary. And that things are going to get better. Does that make sense? And please don't hesitate to tell me if I'm off, because if I am, then I'd like to know it so that I can try and hone in and get you the right answer. So please, nobody ever hesitate to let me know if I'm off. That's okay. Sometimes I interpret things incorrectly. Fortunately, Spirit's really great with me, so usually I get it. But yeah, I want to make sure that that makes sense to you. Just because they're being vague, and I think that's because the message is for you and not everybody else. So I want to make sure I'm on the right track. Okay, thank you, Renee. Yeah, are you okay? Does that make sense to you? They definitely are wanting you to know that you're doing a good job. They want you to know that this is not your fault. And they feel like sometimes you feel guilty and wonder if you could do something about it. And they're saying it's not your fault. Okay. Well, sure. Yeah, that would be scary. That would scare me too. Okay. They're telling me that that's because you have amazing intuition, that you do have abilities to sense things, but they don't want it to scare you. I feel like they feel sad because they don't want you to feel scared. They'd like to see you learn more about your abilities so that you can hopefully hone in on them and learn to understand them and why they happen. And they're telling me it happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And trust in your guides, trust in the universe, and trust and know that you and your children, your family are going to be okay. And that this ability could actually really help you someday. And it could even help prevent something bad from happening. So if you choose to learn more about it, they will support you and they will help you. They said, please ask us for your help or for help. And we will, but give us the permission to, because you're given this intuition and these abilities for a reason. And when you don't understand it, it can definitely be scary. So learning more and understanding it more will help take some of that fear out of it, and it'll give you understanding of why these things are happening, and you have the ability so that you can help yourself and help others. And they're saying you could use this ability to help take care of your children and your loved ones. And when you get afraid and you get this feeling, that's the time to ask your guides, what message is there in this? What do I need to know? What more can I know to help intervene or help the situation? I mean, you're getting that feeling for a reason, so ask them, why? What can I do about it? But then be present and really pay attention to the messages around you. Because if you ask, but then you don't watch for the answer, you easily could miss it. Your brother. Did you say brother? Yeah, your brother. Flor, I want to be very sensitive, but does your brother have either some kind of an addiction or a health problem? And I feel like it's a mental health problem. Or are you worried about him having one of these issues? I just sense something's off there, and he either is in the middle of one of these things or he is at risk for it because of something going on in his life, either circumstances or choices. Okay. And I'm sorry to hear that. I'm hearing that as awful as it seems, that the being locked up is definitely going to be good for him in the long run. And I know it can be scary because it can go both ways when somebody's in jail or prison. They can clean up and get their act together and be better, or they can actually get involved in not good stuff in prison or jail and, continue down the wrong path. And I feel like, will it totally turn him around and change everything? No. But it is going to help him, and he is going to benefit from it in the long run, and he's going to be stronger for it, and he's going to learn a lot of lessons while there. So they're telling me, don't be afraid, don't worry about him being there anyway. They just told me that you can talk to his spirit guides and ask them for help, ask them for guidance, ask them to help him, because he's not going to ask them himself, they said, of course. But you can ask on his behalf. And while they will not overstep like his free will, his boundaries of going against what he would want, they will help you, and they will help him cope and guide him in the right direction to better his chances at getting his life back together. So your guides are telling me that your brother, while he's troubled, he has a really great spirit team, a great team of spirit guides. And they're saying, while he's not talking to them, somebody needs to on his behalf. And that, you can reach out to them and ask them to protect him while he's there, to guide him the right direction, help him to avoid temptation, and to guide him to getting his life back in order. And while they can't force him, they will definitely do what they can, because they love him too. They care about him too, and they want that for him. So it's definitely something that they're going to work on, and especially if you ask them to. And this is Germaine telling me all this so far. Did you have a preference if I can talk to your grandfather or your stepfather before we wrap up? Would you have a preference as to which one you'd like to talk to? It could mean multiple things. What kind of birds were they, Flor? Because sometimes the type of bird is the message in and of itself. Sometimes it's not, but it's helpful for me to know, and I can ask. Okay, great. I'll see if I can get your stepfather to come through. Do you know a Carl? So if you would answer me about, if you know what type of birds they were, let me know. And then let me know if you know a Carl, living or deceased, family member or friend, coworker. and a cockatoo. Wow. Okay. Well, those are definitely different kind of birds. When you say came to me, do you mean like somebody, like you rescued them, somebody didn't want them? Carlos. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it could definitely be Carlos. Um, well, first let's do the birds. Um, so did somebody bring them to you? Did you rescue them, or did you actually find them? Can you just fill me in a little more about how they came to you? And then we'll touch on the Carlos thing. Carlos down. Oh, just flew to your house. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a message behind the type of bird that it is. But I'm going to ask Jermaine what the purpose is besides that. But when you're finished here, tonight or tomorrow, look up, go online and look up parrot and cockatoo as spirit messages, animal messages. And there will be a message there for you just based on the fact that it was a parrot and a cockatoo that came to you. If it was a cardinal or a blue jay or a parakeet, whatever it is, there's a meaning there all by itself. So look up spirit animals and what it means to have a parrot or a cockatoo as your spirit animal. Now you can have a totem, like a power animal, it's like your animal guide that stays with you your whole life. But you can also have certain animals that will just come and go throughout your lifetime that are just there to bring you a message. And once you learn that lesson or that message, they'll fly on or leave or pass away or whatever, because they've done their part in your life and they've taught you what you needed to know. Hi, Kathy. So look up spirit animals and what that means and see how it resonates with you. And try and think back about around the time that they came to you, what was going on in your life, and apply that message to it. But I'm still going to ask Jermaine about it because there might be a deeper message on top of that. But those are not just normal, typical birds that I would expect to just show up on a regular, anytime, unless you live in a very, very tropical area, and you may, but it's not what I was expecting to hear you say. So let me ask Jermaine real quick, then I'll see if I can get a question from your stepfather before we move on. So give me just a moment. Okay. Well, I thought maybe there'd be something else. And Jermaine said no, I was correct. What I said is exactly right. That they came to you for a reason, and that the message, you should be able to get the message by looking them up and applying it to what was going on in your life at the time. Yeah, Denver is not someplace I would expect a parrot and a cockatoo to just fly to your window. That's really amazing, which just convinces me even more that it was for a reason, absolutely for a reason, and they had a message for you. So look those messages up and then apply it to what was going on, and I think there should be some correlation there that makes some sense to you. And it may be that those particular birds stand for a certain type of attribute, strength, or lots of energy, or overcoming grief easily or whatever. And those attributes are what you needed to have at that point in your life because of what was going on around you. So just think like that. What do they mean? What do they stand for? And did that apply to you, or did you need to be those things at that time? Okay, so let me see. Carlos. Who is Carlos? And while you reply, I'm going to see if I can connect with your stepfather. And let's see. I'm going to probably do 2 more readings after this. He's your dad, but not your stepdad? Like he's your biological dad, is that correct? I'm probably going to do 2 more readings after Floor. And I know Kathy stepped in, so if Alicia's still here, we got to see if Alicia and Geraldine are both here, and if we should try and, if one of them's not here, then we'll add Kathy in. But if they are, then I'm going to have to make a decision because they've been waiting all this time, so I'll come to that once I finish up here. Okay, so Carlos is your father, and I'm being told yes, that the Carl does mean Carlos. Okay, and it was actually your grandfather saying it. Is your grandfather your dad's dad? Your grandfather is here, but I'm also going to see if your stepfather is. But I'm definitely interested in if your grandfather that's passed is your dad's dad. Okay, that makes sense then, because that's what I felt like, that it was your paternal father, grandfather, and that's why he's saying your dad. He is basically just a way of validating that, yes, I'm here. Yes, it's grandfather, granddad, whatever you called him. I'm just saying this. He's not. And so he's saying your dad's name to validate that, yes, it is me, and I know your daddy's name is Carlos. So we can talk to him, but I'll also, real quick, see if I can get your stepfather so we can kind of do this together so that we can move it along and still get these next couple readings in. But I also want to give you the chance to talk to them real quick. Okay, so we don't take too long. You can ask one question each, or a couple questions, easy questions, nothing too difficult, of both of them, and then we'll move on. Okay, I'm hearing yes, I can connect to him. I also heard the name Daryl. What about Daryl? Does Daryl mean anything to you? He wouldn't be your guardian angel. I know that we as humans like to think about our loved ones being our guardian angels and watching over us, but the fact of the matter is we actually have a real guardian angel that's assigned to us before birth. Okay, Renee, thank you. So you have an actual real guardian angel that was assigned before birth. He or she is a divine being, a heavenly being, and a loved one that was human isn't capable of being an actual angel because they were human, they're a human spirit, but they're very capable of still watching over you, looking out for you in a just a loving grandfatherly way, or they could actually take on the role of a guide, like a spirit guide. So let me ask, because I have a feeling I already know the answer, but I want to confirm with him which way this goes. I know he is watching over you in one way or another. I just need to see if he's actually a guide or just watching over you as Grandpa. So let me find out. Okay. He said, yeah, I'm a guide now, but I was kind of like a walk-in guide, like I wasn't a guide. Oops, dang it. I'm going to wake up the whole house with these stupid crystals. Sorry. He said I wasn't a guide, but once I passed, I chose to take on that role. And yes, I watch over you. Yes, I protect you. I work with your guardian angel, and we work together to like keep you from stepping off that curb in front of the car, or to make sure you stay awake when you're really tired driving. Things like that. He can like nudge you or let a cool breeze go over you to kind of shake you or wake you up or something. He says, yeah, I've definitely taken on that role, but it's not like official. He said, but I don't need to do it, be official to do it. I'm her grandfather, so of course I can do that. It's really cute. Aw. Okay, so like, did you have a question you want to ask your stepfather too before we wrap up? And Renee, if Geraldine doesn't come back, then we'll go ahead and put Kathy in her place if Kathy is staying and wants a reading, because she's pretty high up on the list. But don't go anywhere, Alicia. We're still doing you. But yeah, I want to know if you have a specific question or something you'd like to say to your stepfather, because he was your initial first choice to, well, I know you want to talk to Grandpa too, but you wanted to talk to Stepdad. Okay, I'll be happy to tell him that. Aw. Wow. He's getting emotional, Floor. He's like, thank you. And he's like pausing in between, long pauses. And he said that means the world to me. He's choking up because he said, because a lot of times I've thought that I don't deserve it. Oh. But he just got a grin. He grinned a little bit. He's like, you know how men will do where they wipe their eyes, like trying to look like they're not crying, but you can help, tell they're choked up. He said he loves you too. He said, tell them I love them. And I really am sorry. Said I shouldn't. I shouldn't have done it. He feels like he doesn't, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what happened. He hasn't let me in on that, but he's telling me he feels like he doesn't deserve forgiveness. It's almost like it's hard for him to wrap his head around that idea, but he said, I'll take it. And I'm okay. And I'm going to feel a lot better hearing it from you now. But he said he already knew that you forgave him, but that was too hard for him to comprehend. So he almost felt like he couldn't accept it. And it's taken all this time to get to this point where he feels like he finally can. Oh my gosh. Oh, Floor. Wow. Oh, I'm so glad she's okay. Whoa. What a blessing that she's okay. Well, no wonder he's really, it sounds like he struggled for a long time with this of, I don't deserve it, so I can't accept it. Okay, good. You tell him all the time, because that's what I feel like. He's known that you forgive him, but it's not that he doesn't want to accept it. It's just that he doesn't feel like he deserves it, because he's saying there's no way someone like me should get away with something like that when I hurt you so badly, and yet I shouldn't get away with it. But thank you. Thank you for being amazing and strong. And tell your mom I am so sorry, and I'm glad that she's okay. And he said, I actually watch her all the time. I see her. Aw. He's telling me like he wasn't in his right mind at the time, was not clear, was not thinking clearly. And I feel like there was like this blur of being unable to control his thoughts and emotions. And then there's like this rage. So not thinking clearly, not thinking straight, then there was this rage and just not being in his right mind. And it was like, I almost feel like it was this temporary insanity thing that unfortunately was permanent because there was no coming back from it. He's glad that she feels him. That made him smile. He's real like sheepish, just head down. You know, he'll look up to talk to me and then puts his head back down, and then every once in a while gets a smile. He's okay. He said, oh, I do. I do. Oh my gosh, Floor. He doesn't even feel worthy of being able to do that. He is eating himself up with guilt. Still, I he does watch over him, and he's a part of his daily life, like around him all the time. But he almost feels like my son's better off without me. I'm with him on a regular basis, watching over him because I can't help myself, because I love him that much and I want to be a part of his life. But on the other hand, I almost feel like it's better that I'm not there physically a part of his life, because I'd only screw it up, is how he feels. Okay, I will. Oh. He said, I know, and that's really hard to swallow too. But I'm grateful. He said, I don't want to seem ungrateful, because I am really grateful. It's just when you do something so awful and so unforgivable, and then your loved ones forgive you, it's really hard to understand and fathom how they could still love you and forgive you for something like that. Because he said, I could never forgive myself for it. Oh. He said, that means so much to me. He said, you can't know how much that means to me. He said, why are you helping to heal me? Why are you so wonderful that you're helping to heal the person that caused you so much pain? He said, it should be the other way around. I should be doing these things for you. He said, that's how wonderful you are. And that's why it makes me mad that I blew it. And I didn't understand or fully appreciate just how blessed I was, just how lucky I was. And I wish I could do it all over again. I wish I could change it all. Oh. He said that makes him feel good. He's like, man, you just don't know what this means. You really don't. He's kind of rocking in his seat, like, you just don't know what that means. It's like, I don't deserve to be this blessed and have such amazing people love me. He said, if that's what you want from me, if that's what will make you happy, then I'll do my best to do that. He said, because I want to make you happy. I want to make it up to you. So I'll try. He says it's not easy, but I'll try. I'll do it for you. Wow, Floor. You're amazing, girl. He said he loves you guys very much. And please tell your brother and your mom that I love them all. And your grandfather does too. Wow. Okay, well, I think that's about it, Floor. I think that was absolutely beautiful. I mean, from the outside, it appears that you are the one that needs the healing. You're the victim here, and I can't even imagine what you suffered through. But, I mean, you just brought this man He's still a man, just in energy now, and you just brought him the most beautiful gift, despite his shortcomings. You still gave him this absolutely beautiful gift, and it's a huge lesson, I think, for all of us, that all of us can learn from you to be able to get to this point in your life with what you've been through. That's pretty incredible. That's amazing. And I'm honored to have been a part of it, to be able to relay the messages for you. Thank you. You're very welcome. Wow. Okay, well, hopefully we can lighten the mood here a little bit. And don't get me wrong, that was beautiful and wonderful, and I am grateful that we went there. Oh, but I think I need a little lighter air, huh? Okay, well, that was wonderful. Let's go ahead and move on. Alicia, you still with me, babe? I'm going to go back and see if you sent your message yet. Okay, yeah, Alicia, if you can let me know your question, who you want to talk to, what kind of a reading you want. And hopefully it will be nice and light and happy, right? Yay. Okay. And Kathy Wark. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. If you're still here, you'll be next, and then I'll be wrapping up for the night. Unless Kathy's not here and Geraldine comes back by that point. So that's the plan. And if neither of them are here by then I'm going to probably wrap up. But depending on how fast this one goes, I guess. But yeah, I am excited to read for Alicia. So as soon as I know what you want, we'll get started. But in the meantime, Alicia, I'm going to disconnect and get ready, say goodbye to Floor's people, and get ready to connect for you, okay? Okay. A man is coming. So is this supposed to be like a Mr. Right romantic relationship man, or no? Can you just, you don't have to tell me too much more, but can you just fill me in a little bit more, like how you know this, or who told you, and who it's supposed to be? You don't have to give me names or anything of these people, just fill me in a little bit more so I have something to go on, because it's a little bit vague. Okay, so romantic. Okay. Okay. Spirit. Okay. All right, Alicia, a different one of your guides is stepping forward this time. I don't know if you've already met him in previous readings from other people or not, but his name is Horus, and he is a spirit guide. Let me see what he looks like. Oh, okay. Horus has brown hair, like medium brown, not real dark, not real light, straight hair, and it's kind of almost parted down the middle. He's white, a little short, not super short. I mean, like average height, maybe just a little bit shorter. So like 5'7" maybe. 5'6", 5'7". He's got like a thin, actually his jaw's kind of rounded a little bit, and a little bit longer nose. Not a big nose by any means, just a thin, like a thin bridge nose, a little bit longer. He's a nice looking guy. It's just these are very distinctive characteristics, features. And he's like in a brown like leather bomber jacket and like navy blue Dockers. I'd say he's in his late 30s, early 40s maybe. And I'm going to ask him the questions for you. Okay, so you know me and names, Alicia. I could be off on this, but I just heard the name Grindel, and I'm thinking that's a last name. So it sounded like Grindel, but it could be Kendall or Wendell. Something similar to that. And it's either his name, his last name, or it's something, some kind of a relation to him. So even if it's not his last name, it's relevant to him in some way. And I don't know why, but like they made me think of Grindel's department store. Is there a such thing? Has anybody here ever heard of a Grindel's department store? Because if there is, then that's what they're talking about. But if there isn't, then I think that it's a clue that either he works in a department store or maybe you'll meet him in a department store. Something to do with a department store. Has anybody here heard of Grindel's department store? Okay, yeah, neither have I, but that's what I heard in my head. So I think the department store is a clue. It's relevant to this guy. Either working there, owning it, or you meeting him there, running into him there. Something to do with a department store. Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Okay, good. So I'm like thinking maybe I heard of this before and just don't realize it. But if you guys haven't either, then it is the clue. I'm seeing the number 8 for some reason. So the number 8 is going to come into play somewhere. And that could be anything. It could mean you're going to meet him in about 8 months. Could be 8 weeks. 8 weeks, 8 months, or it could be a birth date. He could be born on the 8th of a month, or he could be born in August on the 8th month. But for some reason, I'm seeing the number 8, and I wish they were more clear, but let me ask. Yes. I think it is the same man that you've been dreaming of. I gotta ask a couple questions here with my pendulum. Couple things I want to confirm. Of course, they're going to be all tied up. Okay. I want this questions answered by Alicia's Guides. Horus. Yes, okay. Yes, he is. I was just confirming. Yes, he is the man you've been seeing in your dreams. And I'm going to try and pinpoint this 8. Okay, is... Okay, I think the 8 has to do with his birthday. It's either he was born on the 8th of the month or he was born in August. I hear you're going to get along very well. I think I just heard the name Brecken. I don't know if that's going to be his name or if it's going to be a friend or an acquaintance of his. But keep that name in mind. I don't think it's his actual name. No, it's not his actual name. But it has something to do with him. Okay, how compatible is Alicia going to be with this guy? Hey, it's 2:22 my time. Okay. It's going up. You guys are pretty darn compatible. Like, about 85%-ish. It's never quite 100%, but it's close. Yeah, 80 to 85% compatible. And I feel like there's an opportunity for this relationship to last long and for you to be emotionally and spiritually connected. Strong. Hold on, I just heard something else and I want to confirm before I close out of that. Okay. is Okay, Alicia, I don't like, to be honest with you, I don't like giving names as predictions for guys that you're going to meet, just because I'm so bad at the name thing. But for some reason, I'm also hearing the name Kevin. So I do feel like his name could be Kevin or something very similar, which Brecken's really not even that far off. But Kevin or Devin. So don't take that as hard and fast, like, oh, if you meet a guy and he seems great, but his name's not Kevin, that doesn't mean it's not him. So please don't pass up a guy based on my prediction of a name. Everything else I can usually get pretty damn accurate, but I would hate for you to swear by that and be left off. Is he your soulmate? I don't think so, but he could be your twin flame. Let me check here. Okay, is Alicia's Mr. Right that she's going to meet soon? Is he her soulmate, twin flame, neither but has potential, or should she avoid? Okay, we'll find out here. Hold on. Still waiting. This takes a while to get it going on this particular question. But Kathy Warch, can you let me know if you're still here while we're waiting? Okay. It's going. Is that where we're going to stay, or are we going to keep going? Okay, one last chance. Are we done? Yeah. Okay, Alicia, this man is going to be your twin flame. Not your soulmate, but your twin flame. So if you're not 100% sure of what that is, look it up. In the meantime, do some research. Twin flames basically is a person that was born, basically your twin, your duality, and was born at the same time as you were. So your souls were born at the same time into the same soul family. There's such a much better explanation than what I'm about to give. I'm just giving you the basics, an idea. And basically your souls were like seated together same time. You have a lot in common, but you're so much alike in some ways that you can push each other's buttons, get on each other's last nerves, drive each other crazy. It can be a love-hate relationship, but it also can be so magical and beautiful. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but it's a very strong connection, very passionate, and you will feel very connected. That's why you're 85% compatible. That's really high, but also it's not 100% either, which means there's room there for arguing and getting on each other's nerves. You'll probably fight a lot, but you'll also never want to be apart. You feel like you can't live or breathe without one another once you're together. So there's a lot more to read about on it, but That's pretty much it in a nutshell. You've usually had other lifetimes with this person, previous lives, and so you've got a lot that you shared on a soul level from the beginning of your time. Does that all make sense? Is that helpful before we finish up, Alicia? Okay, yeah, I'll see if I can find that out, and then we're gonna have to wrap up with yours. And Kathy Warch, if you're here, please let me know because you're next. Otherwise, if Kathy's not here, then Geraldine, are you back? Geraldine, if you're back, then you'll be next. Okay, let me ask your guide about the shadow. Hold on just a moment. Okay. Okay. It's a couple different things, actually, Alicia. For one, it is sometimes it's nothing, but you think it is what they're telling me. No, it's not always nothing. Your grandmother actually has shown herself as a shadow before, and you have seen her shadow. But I am also being told that you've also thought you saw a shadow before, but it wasn't. It was kind of like your imagination playing tricks on you because of other things you've experienced. But I'm also being told that you see things out of the corner of your eye sometimes, and possibly even the shadows, because your third eye is opening and to a certain degree, you're clairvoyant. So because of that, it will mess with you, and you'll think you see things that you don't, but you are. You're seeing things, but it's not what you think they are a lot of times. It's like your third eye messing with you, your eyes adjusting and trying to get used to things. But your grandmother has been there as a form of a shadow before. So the only reason they're saying this is because they want you to understand that there's different things involved. So don't let it scare you or concern you, because it can actually be her, or it could be your third eye expanding and growing. And basically, that's a sign of your ability starting to strengthen. So they want you to know it's nothing to be afraid of, and to know that it can trick you at times. But if you think that it might be your grandma, if you see it again, talk to her and then ask, is that you, grandma? And then stop and listen and like focus on your heart, like kind of let your head drop down and kind of look down that way and listen for the answer. If you hear yes in your head, then it's grandma. If you hear no, then it's either something else or it's just what I'm explaining. Your mind, your eyes, your third eye playing tricks on you. But if you hear yes in your head, that's either her or your intuition, and you can trust it because your guides are helping you with that. Really, to stop being scared is just what I said. Just knowing and trusting that it's nothing bad, that your guides are there with you, and you can ask. And it'll give you peace of mind. And they're telling me right now, it's nothing to be afraid of. So you need to kind of let your mind know that you need to trust, and trust that you trust your guides, and trust that it's everything's okay, everything's safe, because they're telling me right now they're there all the time, they see everything, and if it was something to be worried about, something difficult or scary to be scared of, they would let you know right now. Or they'd give you some kind of message or tell you intuitively that it's something to worry about. Does that make sense? I hope. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, well, Kathy popped in. She, dear one, hasn't been here for weeks, and I feel bad for her. I hope she didn't get knocked off. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Oh, well, Alicia, I mean, to be honest with you, if I didn't know what it was and I didn't understand it, I would be too. But now you know, so I think just that knowing will help you be calmer from now on. And you know, if you have abilities where you're going to see things, you're going to have to get used to it. I mean, not to sound, um, rash about it, but, just take this as little things easing you into it. I don't know or remember what all your abilities are. I'm just saying that at least this is a sign that your third eye is opening enough that it means you're going to see something. And you're seeing things in dreams that are real and lucid, so that's all a form of clairvoyance. So, alrighty. Well, thank you, Alicia. That was fun. You're very welcome. Okay, Renee. Let's see what comes through. Let me disconnect from Alicia. And yeah, we'll do that real quick and then we'll wrap up. I'm kind of getting a little tired, so I'm kind of draining a little bit, but I definitely can do another question. That's fine. That's no problem. I just wouldn't be able to do another long read. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's awesome. I have really good guides and amazing spirit to help me. I'm extremely blessed. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, so let me disconnect and see what comes through for Renee, and then we'll take off for now. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad, Alicia. That's wonderful. That makes me feel better too. Oh, she gave you a great gift, Lisa. Thank you for saying that. But she was amazing. And, those are the kind of readings I truly love, because some spirit don't want to give many details. They don't really want to get into the, memories and the schematics of what happened to validate things for their loved ones. And that makes it hard when they're tight with the info and not wanting to give a lot, because then I feel like, yeah, I can tell you that they love you and miss you, but any medium could say that from anybody and it would make sense to everybody. So how is a client supposed to trust and believe that I'm for real and that I'm really capable of doing this unless spirit gives good details? So I always give them a little pep talk before I start, and I ask every spirit that comes through, please give as many details as you can, things that are personal to the person or something that they know I wouldn't know. so it has to be from you. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but it makes it so much easier when they do. And when they give the person what they need at the time, whatever it is, to smile, to laugh, to heal, to grieve, to move on, whatever it is, I ask them to give that. So these readings tonight have been pretty wonderful, and that makes me really enjoy doing this. Hi, Shauna. Okay, Renee, let's see here. Who comes through? Okay. I know you've had Rachel before, Renee. But did we have Damien before? I'm hearing Rachel and Damien when I asked for your guides. I'm pretty sure Rachel was the one we had the other day, but I don't remember if we've had Damien, if he's been a while, or if we've not had him before. He has short brown hair. It's fine. It doesn't. It kind of curls under, flips under. Real light complected, real thin. Spirit guide. Are you there, Renee? I want to make sure you're still here before I go on any further, Renee. Hey, Shauna, honey, I'm sorry, but I'm getting ready to wrap up. I've been on for 4 hours now. 3.5, 4, 10, it was 10:30. Yeah, 4 hours. So I'm just doing a real short little question for Renee, and then I'm tuning off. You're welcome to add your name to the list. If you go into the, you can, if you want to do on the Friday night list, Friday's shorter, the shorter list. All you have to do is go back out of this page to the main page, the Divinity, Trinity, and a Wee Bit of Me page, and pinned towards the top of the page, either the first or the second post, it says sign up, and you just put your name in the comments and you'll be added. And then Friday night around 9 or 9:30 Eastern time, I read, and that list, sometimes I get through that whole list in one night. Sometimes I don't, but it's much shorter for Fridays. So if you are able to make it on Fridays, Shauna, I would add your name to that list. You're very welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, Renee. Okay, that's what I thought. He's new. He just said he said, I'm kind of quiet. I stay to the back sometimes. I don't step forward as often or vocalize as much as her other guides. He said, I really only come in for certain problems, certain lessons, but I'm here to help if she wants to call on me. He said, I don't get utilized as often. but like I'm a part of like group decisions with the rest of the guides, and then certain individual problems. He doesn't like just teach you one lesson and then take off, but he is like a message guide that brings you certain messages about certain things. So let me ask them the question. What? Okay. This may mean absolutely nothing, and it just could be them messing with me or me being tired, but I'm going to say it anyway because sometimes when I don't say it, it winds up being relevant. But I heard something about chicken, and I actually thought I heard the word smuggle chicken, but I don't think that could have been together. So I don't know if you have any idea what they mean. Something about chicken. If something happened with chicken recently. Charlie. About Charlie. Does anybody call Charlie a chicken? Or chicken legs, chicken chest, or I don't know. I'm guessing at this point. But I heard something about Charlie that Charlie might have to do with the chicken. You have any idea? I guess the comments are really lagging because it took a while for me to get your last comments. While I wait for you to get that, they did say, Renee, we want you to know that you are such a tremendous friend. You're such a good friend to so many. Please know and trust that you deserve the same thing in kind. The way you treat your friends is the way you deserve to be treated. Please know and trust that you will find that kind of a friend where you live. They're saying it's hard nowadays because while there are still a lot of amazing people out there, to find the kind of person that you're aligned with energetically and you're at the same place in life and you have a lot in common with is not so easy to find. You might find them in a group like this online because you're all drawn to the same thing, but it's not as easy to find that in your neighborhood. But you will. And know and understand that it's coming in time. And in the meantime, yes, it is okay to stand up for yourself. And don't sell yourself short. And don't settle for mediocrity. It's okay to have acquaintances and to be civil with people around there. And you want to shine your light so that others can see it. But don't invest too much energy and time into these people that you don't feel a real connection with. Because they're not worth it, and you're you're going to give and give and give and not get anything in return. Yeah, see, that's what I thought too. I thought maybe chicken legs, but I don't know. Oh, I wonder if they're trying to remind you of that. Maybe. Let me see. Oh, no, that's not what it was. I don't know. Now they're not coming back to say it. I don't. What does chicken. Sorry, I had to blow out a candle. It's burning down. But yeah, oh, they're saying, yeah, it has been, and they're really just wanting to encourage you and let you know that that's okay. They're kind of frustrated for you because they're telling me that they've helped bring you to this place that is so beautiful and can help you, fill you spiritually. Place meaning your home and where you're at now. It can be so spiritual and so beautiful and fulfilling, but even at a place like that, it's still hard to find spiritual people that you are in alignment with. You're funny. Yeah, so they're a little frustrated themselves, they said, but they will find people to align you with. They're saying hang in there, and I feel like they're telling me that once you start getting your Reiki going and you start talking to people about it, that will be a connection for you with some people. That's going to be something that helps you find like-minded people. That when you talk to people about Reiki and energy healing, it's going to kind of be a cornerstone for a catalyst, is the word they said, for finding those friendships. Yeah. You know what? I did feel like it was chicken legs, but I didn't know why they would be saying that. So I didn't really want to say it. Like, are you bashing on Charlie? What are you doing? Teasing him? Oh, they said we just thought you'd get a good laugh out of that. Like, I think somebody called him that at some point, a friend or a family member, and teased him at some point about it, and now they think that's funny, and they thought that you'd get a kick out of that. Uh, Thank you for finally telling me. But yeah, I feel like the Reiki is going to be a catalyst for helping you find friendships. They suggested looking into if there's any type of meetup type groups in your area. I mean, here in the States, it's actually called Meetup, but I don't know what they would, what they have there. But is similar to meetup groups. They're giving me suggestions to yeah, they're giving me suggestions to even search social media, Facebook and whatnot, to ask, see if there's any small groups of spiritual people in your area. Like you could look for universal children, like search for universal children in whatever part of the country you live in. Or search for spiritual people in whatever part of the country you live in. Search for energy healers in whatever part of the country you live in. Like on Facebook, on different Instagram, Meetup, whatever it's called in your area, anything like that. You can even check for like a spiritualist church in your area. You don't have to go on a regular basis, but just to get out and find like-minded people. You could even search for Reiki groups. So they said that if you look this way, that they'll try and help guide you. To the right people. And hold on, they're saying something about your son. What about her son? I feel like they're saying that your son is going to get better as he gets older. Like with age will come maturity and life lessons. And you won't have to worry about him as much. And that, oh, that would be, yes, that would be fantastic. The psychic fair could be the perfect place to meet some people. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I feel like they're trying to tell you that your son is going to age or mature with age, that while he'll never completely get outside of himself, so to speak, and be completely selfless, that to have faith, because he definitely can improve to the point of being able to have a better relationship with him and not having to worry about him so much. Like, he's just really immature right now, and there's, no matter what you say and do, he's not going to listen to you a lot of times, but in time that's going to improve. And they just want to kind of put your mind at ease, to let you know that he's not always going to be this way. He's not always going to be that bad. Because they tell me that you've really I feel like at times you've wondered what you could have done differently. On one hand, you feel like you question if there's something you could have done to influence him differently, to help him be a better man. But on the other hand, you've also looked at the situation and been like, no, I don't think I could have. And they want to reassure you that you couldn't have, that this is who he is, and that he is I'm not sure youngest or oldest. It's the one that you have the most personality problems with. that you don't get along with as well. I forget the name. They're telling me he's like really he doesn't stop to think about others' feelings. He thinks he knows things that he doesn't, and he can be really mean at times and hurtful. And they're telling me it's the total opposite of you and what most people would think you would have as a son because of your amazing heart and being so loving and kind. Oldest or youngest? I think it is youngest. Yes. And that's why they're saying he's going to mature with age. He's going to get better. He only sees what he wants and doesn't care at what expense. Yeah. Yeah, it is to some degree, isn't it, Jennifer? But no, I feel like he's, really pushed the boundaries on what he can get away with and hurt you. And because of that, you've really worried, is he going to be like this forever? How's he going to make it in life if he's going to be like this? And they're telling me he can definitely still change. Yeah, I feel like he's like at that age where he's like still young enough to be immature and stupid, but at the same time he's at the age where you feel like he should be settling down and getting better by now. So it's tough because it's not a teenager, it's a young an adult, a young man that should be taking responsibility and accountability for his actions by now. But that's not the case. He's not there yet, but they are telling me it will improve. So they just want to reassure you that you're a phenomenal mom and you gave him all the love that you could have. And at times they feel like they look at him and feel like he doesn't deserve all the love that you give him or gave him. And he takes you for granted and he doesn't see how blessed he is to have you. Yeah, exactly. You love him and you always will, but that doesn't mean you like him or like the things that he does. And I think that they just really want to encourage you and let you know it's okay. He's not going to be like this forever. Oh, yeah. So that's really what the only reason they're bringing it up. They love you so much and they love your heart and they know you're going through some things right now and they just want to give you some encouragement and set your mind at ease a little bit with him. Let you know that friendships are coming. Yes, there you go, Jennifer. Correct. Absolutely. That is right. But yeah, they feel like you are so kind and so loving and so wonderful, and you're struggling. You're struggling with the people that are around you. You're struggling with a lack of compassion and a lack of love from some people that you should be getting it from. And they're saying that, you know, until it comes around and you get it the way you need it, hold on to the relationships you have online, the friends that you know you can count on right now, because the rest is and will fall into place someday soon. Oh my gosh, this stupid candle. Does that make sense, Renee? Oh, don't cry. They love you though. You've got some really awesome guides. And I can tell like they really admire you. And they're like, I feel like they are really grateful to be your guides. So that's really awesome. That's beautiful. Anyway, I'm really starting to run short on energy, so I think I'm going to take off. But thank you so much, Renee, for all your help tonight. Thank you for Jennifer for hanging in there with us till the end. And everybody else that watched and listened, thank you for putting up with our technical difficulties and seeing us through it. I hope you enjoyed everything. We got a slow start, but once we did, it was beautiful, and I am really grateful for the readings that we had tonight, because I think we all got some really beautiful moments out of them and some good lessons too. So join me back here next Tuesday. We'll try and read in the group and hopefully have all the bugs worked out by then. Otherwise, you are welcome to join me right here on Divinity, Trinity, and a Wee Bit of Me between 9 and 9:30 Eastern on Friday. The pinned list is pinned to the top of the page. You can sign up there, put your name in the comments. It's a much shorter list than Tuesdays, but otherwise, if not, I'll see you back here on Tuesday. You're very welcome. I will. You too. Yes, I hope so. I'll do my best, Jennifer. Thank you. So I love you all. Love you guys. God bless you all. You have a wonderful night. Take care. And I'll see you next time. Bye.